Okay, we don't have to worry about playing you this year unless we get to the Super Bowl, and it's a good test for both. But it's good to see Joe Burrow out there. I know again, in our perfect world, I mean, in the perfect world of fandom in the AFC, I mean, what do we want to see in the Final Four and divisional round? I mean, Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Herbert, is that is that the four that we'd love to see in there and go like, okay, clash of the Titans. Which one of these freaky quarterbacks is going to get it done? So it's good to see Burrow back out there, and hopefully he can regain his form here in a hurry.
We don't see Rams on the schedule. They do play the Buccaneers, though.
That's right.
The rest of the NFC South, but that will be a great matchup when we get to Tom Brady and Joe Burrow. But Burrow, obviously one of the best right now in the NFL. Here he is from yesterday talking about adjusting to a new offensive line and what this version of the Bengals offense does best.
I would say just communication, building that rapport and that language up front in the heat of battle, understanding everyone else's language and communication. That's the biggest part.
What do you think you do best as an offense?
Well, I think we run the ball really well. We got to get better in play action, and then our drop back passes. I think what we do best with our guys on the outside.
There's a lot of talk about like the Shanahan offense or the McVay offense. What do you think the biggest characteristic of the Zach Taylor offense can be?
Throw to our horses on the outside really far down the field.
And that's what they do. It's not funny. It's what they do.
I know.
When you have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and company, you can do that. And this is year two. I mean, last year it was smack everyone in the face with what the Bengals can do. And now we expect to be entertained by that offense right out of the gates and to see what they'll do. And having the Steelers come to town, and with Mike Tomlin and Brian Flores, you know that they will have something cooked up.
No doubt.
They will have spent plenty of time throughout the offseason, once they saw what the schedule is. They know they go to Cincinnati right out of the gates, and they will be probing for weaknesses and flaws. They'll be testing that new offensive line. They'll be testing, and they'll get physical. The Steelers' answer, and this isn't some secret, their answer for dealing with any phenomenon in the NFL when there's a great new thing, a great new player. I remember what they did to RG3.
Right, it hit them.
Just go get really physical with them, and that's what Mike Tomlin and company are going to do.
No question. I mean, you talked about just the schedule for the Bills, and you're right. It's a wake up call for Cincinnati to know you got to be ready week one. Not only the mental gymnastics that you referred to, Tomlin, Brian Flores, the defense in general, creative. Blitzburg does a lot of different stuff, but yeah, they're famous for being physical. We've discussed this in the past where I've gone around to training camps and teams that were going to play the Steelers early in the year, and the coaches all ask about, oh, you were in Pittsburgh? You were in Pittsburgh? Were they hitting? Were they tackling? How did they look? Are they like really, so that they have a stigma around them. And, I do think your point with Brian Flores, even brings it to another level. Just watching preseason football so far, him yelling on the sideline like a psycho, like I'd have a hard time thinking those linebackers aren't going to be, a hair more physical than in years past. So we'll see where it goes. But I think the encouraging thing for the Bengals and Joe Burrow is they go to the Super Bowl last year, and really, Mike, I mean, I don't know, you correct me. I mean, the first 6, 8, 10 weeks, I think they were still kind of getting their feet underneath them. Joe Burrow was still getting healthy, so I think they're still like on an upward path of like, hey, wait, we're the Super Bowl. That's not like a plateau where we're going to fall off here. It's a jump off point. And then you add in the offensive line and the fact that he might be protected more, and now they might have a running game, and now you have to go, whoa, we got to get a safety down there. And then, like to what you said, it's a reality. They got guys that are freaks on the outside, and that's where they can be dangerous. And, I think we all want to see them be dangerous because we like Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, and that's big play Bengals style football.
Yeah, Joe Mixon still has the ability to take over a game if they need him to. They just didn't need him to do it very often last year because they could keep that passing game going pretty much against anyone and everyone. And, of course, if there's one demon to exercise for the Bengals this year, it is that lingering frustration from Mixon as to why he wasn't on the field in the final drive of the Super Bowl.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.